Hi, and welcome to Meals Ready to Eat. This week we're headed to Southeast Asia, where we make a vegetable-laden Thai chicken curry. Okay, let's get started with the ingredients list. First, we're going to need some coconut milk. Next, you're going to need red onion, red bell pepper, 2 carrots, a few leaves of fresh basil, some red curry paste, also a lime. We're also going to need some peanut oil, and with that we're going to need some chicken. In this recipe we'll use about 1.5 pounds. This recipe also calls for basmati rice. Now I'm going to use my big 20-pound bag because, as I mentioned in previous episodes, I need to get rid of it. Go ahead and start cooking the rice. By the time you get around to finishing the curry, the rice should be done and you'll be ready to plate everything. Now get out your really sharp knife and your red bell pepper, and let's get started by slicing the bell pepper lengthwise. If the slices of bell pepper are too large for you, feel free to cross-cut once. Now get out your 2 carrots and peel them. Chop the ends off. And then, because these are rather large carrots, I'm going to cut them into thirds. Then I'm going to cut them julienne style, which is just a fancy word for saying that you're cutting them lengthwise and in thin strips. Having julienned the carrot, go ahead and get out your onion and begin by peeling it as well as coring it. One top tip is to avoid cutting through the core of the onion. This allows the minimization of the generation of sulfenic acid, which is what causes your eyes to tear up. Now we will cut the red onion by slicing it with the grain as you see here. Now get out your lime, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half. We're going to set that aside, where later we're going to actually take the juices and squeeze them out. If you prefer, feel free to squeeze out the juices now into a separate cup. Now we're going to get started on the chicken. Go ahead and cut the chicken lengthwise and then cross-cut it into a few pieces. You don't want the pieces to be too big, but you do want them to be large enough that they're pretty juicy. So what we'll do is we'll actually cube it into 1-inch cubes here. Let's get cooking. Let's start by heating a fry pan on medium, and then once hot, let's add oil, followed by Thai curry paste. Now go ahead and stir this into the oil with a whisk. What you're doing is you're not only cooking the paste, but you're breaking it down. Now go ahead then and squeeze in the lime. This little bit of acid is absolutely essential to the recipe. Now we're going to start adding the veggies. We're going to begin by adding the red onions first and cooking them down a little bit because they take the longest to cook. If needed, feel free to add some more oil. Now we're going to cook this down with a 1/2 cup of water. Go ahead and work that into the mixture. Now once you've cooked the mixture of curry paste as well as the red onion, you can begin to add the red pepper and the carrot. All of this is going to continue to cook in the pan. Take your tongs and mix it all together so that it forms one uniform mixture of curry paste and coconut milk. Go ahead and let the mixture simmer. After letting the mixture simmer for a few minutes, go ahead and add the chicken. The trick to cooking chicken breast is to allow it to hit exactly its target mark temperature-wise. So you're looking for a chicken that reaches no less than 160 degrees Fahrenheit and no more than 170. If you hit that range, you're going to have some really succulent chicken. One of the things that makes Thai cooking unique is its use of peanuts. In this recipe, I've added a little bit of peanut butter, which is optional. Key to cooking most Thai food is adding some basil at the end. You don't of course want to overcook it, so I add it just before I take it off the stove. If you have any fresh lime juice left over, feel free to add it at this point. Now let's get to plating this dish. Very simple, just take a bowl, a pasta bowl in this case, and we're going to add the rice, and then we're going to ladle the curry over the rice. Cooked properly, you'll find that not only does this dish look brilliant, it actually tastes fantastic. That juicy chicken combined with these various vegetables as well as that Thai curry really make for a delicious meal. So that's it. Bon appetit! From Meals Ready to Eat, I'm your host, Sean Patterson. Find us online at youtube.com/mealsreadytoeat, where you can comment and subscribe. Also, find us online on Twitter at ApertureWeb, or on Facebook at facebook.com/ApertureWebProductions. The difference is obvious. The difference is Aperture Web Productions.